Today's walk is on the Derwent Moors above Lady Bower Reservoir. We're starting our walk at Ashopton, next to Lady Bower Reservoir itself. We're going to head up on the moors as far as Margery Hill, then we're going to head back down towards the reservoir and come back down the valley. Well, I'm on the bridleway to Cutthroat Bridge, but I won't be going as far as that. I'll be turning left off this track and heading up towards Lady Bower Tor and start climbing and gaining some height and hopefully getting some views. Right, we're coming to the point where we leave the bridleway and start heading up through the bracken. Well, from the path as we head up we get a view down to Lady Bower Reservoir at the lower part of it and the dam. Well, we've climbed a bit higher now and we get a more extensive panoramic view. Well, it's just after 9:30. It's quite breezy and quite chilly. I was hoping for some better weather. I just hope it stays clear, because when I drove over I came through some low cloud. Well, we're on Lady Bower Tor now, so a bit of a flat bit here and a bit more climb further on. I was very lucky getting a parking spot down by the reservoir. I think I must have got the last one, and that was just before 9 o'clock. It's very popular in this area for walking, and I can see quite a few people ahead. I am surprised the visibility is quite good. I really wasn't expecting this when I drove over earlier on today. Right, we're crossing a bridleway here, but we're just going to go straight on up the next hill. Well, over to my left there's an interesting rock formation, and I think they're the wheel stones, and we'll be passing them in a bit. But now the stones directly ahead are the hurtling stones. You've got some fabulous names. We're not as far as the wheel stones yet, but we're passing another footpath and we're on our way again. Well, these are the wheel stones. Look quite impressive. I think another name for them I think I've read is coach and horses. Well, the sun has come out and that's White Tor ahead. It's nice when the sun comes out. Well, I think this rock here is called the salt cellar. I assume it's this one. I can see a resemblance. Just. Well, we've left the salt cellar now and we're going to carry on along Derwent Edge, and we're going to go as far as I think Back Tor in this section, but we'll be passing a few more rocks and places on the way. These stones are called the cakes of bread, and in the distance behind I'm looking over towards Sheffield. Right, here I am approaching the trig point at Back Tor. I'll just go and take a look at the trig point and then we'll make our way across to Lost Lad and see what the views are like. Right, here we are, Back Tor. That was a bit of hard work climbing up on those rocks to get up here. Well, we've just done 4 miles, 1200 foot of ascent, and that's been quite a nice walk so far. Just hope the weather can keep fine. Well, I'm on Lost Lad now. That's a view back to where we've come from. We'll get a view around over towards Mantor, Kinder Scout, and over towards Bleaklaw. Well, while I'm here on Lost Lad, it's actually full of bird watchers, all looking for some vulture. Well, I'm retracing my steps now back to Back Tor so I can carry on with my journey, but that was quite interesting. Evidently it's a bearded vulture, and it was released from Holland and it's made its way over here, so it's obviously got a big crowd of bird watchers up here. Right, we're back at back tour, and now I have to look at the route forward. Well, we're leaving Derwent Edge now, and we're going to follow Cartilage Stones Ridge across the moor. So I think that will take us to Round Hill. Anyway, let's make some progress. I'm certainly glad this bit is paved. Right, I'm just crossing a bridleway called Duke's Road now, and this was a scene of a mass trespass in 1932, which occurred several months after the mass trespass on Kinder Scout. It's not a well-known mass trespass, but they came over Broomhead Moor, got as far as here, and then I think they were met by gamekeepers and the police, and then turned back. Well, having followed really good paths for over 6 miles to the Duke's Road, my journey now over to Round Hill is not going to be quite as dry and well defined. Well, as we head over Middlemoss, we've left the bird watchers behind now. Don't expect to see many people on this stretch, not until I get close to Margery Hill. Cartilage Brook is on my left, and the ground's rather wet and boggy here. Well, after coming across a rather boggy Middlemoss, the path wasn't too bad in the earlier stages, quite well defined, but later on it got quite vague and I did veer off it. But now we've met the path on Howden Edge, which is going to take me over to the Margery Stones, and this is a path I used a few weeks ago when I did the Howden Moors walk. Well, before I leave this edge and head over towards Margery Hill, I'm just going to take a look at the path I'm going to use coming back, and it's going to be basically underneath where I am now. Head down the valley towards the reservoir. Well, I've just had some refreshment now at the Margery Stones, which afford good shelter. Now I'm just going to make my way to the trig point and think about making my way back. Well, here we are at the trig point, just over 9 miles complete now. Won't be as long going back. We're about 1700 foot above sea level, and I think this might be the highest point in South Yorkshire. Anyway, we're going to carry on to the bridleway, cut gate, turn left, and then pick up the path coming back. Right, we're on Cut Gate now. This is the furthest north we're going today, so it's a case of turning round shortly. Well, I've left Cut Gate now, the bridleway, and I'm heading back, and I'll be following the line of Howden Edge, but rather than being on the top of it, I will be beneath it. I'm not sure what aircraft is. I think that's a World War II aircraft up there having a flyover, possibly celebrating Battle of Britain. Well, this has been quite a nice quiet path down. Got Howden Clough on my left hand side, and I'll be following that down to Howden Reservoir. It's been pretty pleasant, this section. Bit wet though. Well, coming down the side of Howden Clough now, this is quite scenic, and the path is well defined. There's the National Trust sign for Howden Clough as we come down towards the bottom of it. Well, we can't be far now from Howden Reservoir, and then we've got to think about a route back to the car. Well, 12 miles done and we're at Howden Reservoir. Now the way back could be to follow the reservoir all the way back to the car, or we could head back up again, and that's what I might just do if I find a suitable path. Well, this is Howden Dam. Well, rather than following the track alongside of the reservoir for a few miles, to break the monotony, I'm going to head up Abbey Bank. There's a footpath sign here, so I think we head up here and take a sharp right. Well, we start to climb again away from the reservoir. Well, as I climb Abbey Bank, I get a decent view back towards Howden Dam. Get a view from it from this side now, and a view up the Derwent Valley. I assume with names like Abbey Bank, Abbey Grange, these lands around here was probably owned by some monastery. And now I have a view down to Derwent Dam. Well, this is marked Bamford House on the map, but there really isn't much left there, just the corner of a wall. Oh, this is a lovely path away from the reservoir. I'm glad I've come up here, it's a good alternative. And there we are, we have a public footpath sign, Ashopton, and that's where I'm going to, and it's this way. Well, now I've reached the moor top, I get a view across to Lost Lad, where I was earlier on this morning, where all the bird watchers were gathered. And then just beyond that, back to and the ridge I came up. Well, that's the view back from where I've walked, and I'm really glad that I've decided to come up here and not walk down by the reservoir. It's been a delightful walk up here. Well, we've passed Pike now, and we start our descent down to the reservoir. Certainly from here you get a good view across the Derwent Edge, and I think I can just see the salt cellar that I passed on the way up. It's just lovely and green. There's a couple of substantial gate posts there. It does make you wonder what they were for, where they went to. Well, this information board may actually answer my question, what those gate posts were for. Because here was the village of Derwent, and if you look on the map, I think where I've walked down, they were possibly the gate posts for the vicarage. The church was down here, and there's a photograph of the church, which is now underwater over there somewhere. Well, I've done 15.5 miles. I'm down by the reservoir now. Must have about 1.5 miles to go, so I reckon the walk I'll finish at about 17 miles or thereabouts. Thought it was a bit touch and go earlier on with the weather. It did threaten rain, but it's turned out okay. So this is the first dry Saturday I've had in a few weeks, and I'm very grateful. It's been a good walk, I think. Yeah, it has. It's certainly has been a good walk.